You're welcome to the program. Now, 4 men suspected to be fans of Ghanaian celebrity Kwasi Kyei Darkwa allegedly assaulted a journalist working for a multimedia group. The men, numbering about 4, pounced on Kwasi Kyei when he attempted to take a photograph of KKD, who had been arrested for allegedly sexually assaulting a 19-year-old girl. The men accosted him, punched and twisted his arms when he refused to give up his mobile phone, which he had used to file his report. Kwachi's joined me over the telephone. Let's get an update on this situation. Kwachi? What more can you tell us about how far this issue has developed?
Let me give a much more background on how events unfolded yesterday before I come to the latest on this, where the police angle and how we're pursuing the case. As you did indicate early on, these were about 4 men who pounced on me as I tried taking a photograph of KKD, and this was just after they had returned, police officials, CID officials, and had returned from the crime scene. That's the Africa Regent Hotel. I suspect these are his friends, and one of them was early on around 12 p.m. when I was given an update on the Adom FM news bulletin. I think he was listening to the report in his car, and he traced me by the roadside. And there was a bit of a verbal altercation, and I told him, I insisted I was doing my work. He went away. That's how the first part ended. So later on, even though at this instance, when they had returned from the crime scene, there were other journalists who were taking photographs. He targeted me, about 4 of them. They just pounced on me, asking me to, give my phone to them. So I struggled with them for some 30 seconds. And in the process, as he indicated earlier, once again, they twisted my arms. They were punching me, and they broke my spectacles in the process as well. And all this happened in the presence of the airport police commander, Superintendent Yao Tetega. The regional police PRO, Fiatinge, was around us as well. The crime officer for that particular police station, that's the airport police station, was around as well. And immediately after that incident, the police commander there, Mr. Yao Tetega, took my phone from the one of the gentlemen who had taken it from me, and the man threatened me. He threatened to deal with me after. I mean, this was in front of the commander. He threatened to deal with me when I step out of the police station. I drew the commander's attention to the fact that this guy has just threatened me in front of you. What are you going to do? But nothing happened. But moving forward, after that, I filed an official complaint with the airport police. And after consultation with my managing news editor of his question, Evans Mensah, and I was issued with a medical form. So I went to the Cocoa Clinic last night, and I'm on my way as we speak to the police station to meet the inspector who has been assigned to this case.
Great.
And fortunately, too, I have a picture of one of the gentlemen who was at the center of this entire assault.
I see. Now, what did the doctors say could have happened to you after the assault?
Basically, I had bodily pains, and my arms were really hurting, and I also had some severe pains in my chest. Already, I was treating some condition that had to do with some difficulty in breathing. So that worsened it a bit, but the doctor gave me some drugs for all that, and he indicated that in the report as well.
Very well. Let's go back into events of last night where you were assaulted, and you tell us that this was in the full glare of some police officers, of the police, I mean, generally. Yes,
in the full glare of the airport police commander himself, the regional police PRO.
What action did the police take at the time of the assault?
They just looked on. I think that's the best way to describe it. They were at an arm's length. They were standing there. Earlier, some journalists had been heckled in a way. And I remember my colleague from CTFM, Rabiu Alasan, they had tried taking his phone, and we all objected to this. We wondered why they had the vigorous courage to do this in front of the police. We spoke to them, but the gentleman had so much courage. I suppose it's because nothing happened as they tried doing this. But once again, it happened in the full glare of these police officials.
After which, the police took your phone from one of the men who assaulted you.
Yes. After they taking my phone from me, I had to insist that he did something about it. And I mean, at that point he was addressing the journalist, and I backed in, and I told him that we must deal with this issue first, because the matter concerning how journalists have been treated was not, in my view, right at all. So interjected and insisted that he took my phone for me, and so after that he got it from the gentleman, who was a bit reluctant in giving it though. But I got my phone finally, but my spectacles badly damaged now.
Very well. I'm going to have you hold the line. One of the police personnel you mentioned earlier, ASP Efia Tenge, who is Accra Regional Police PR, has joined me over the telephone. ASP. Hello, ASP.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, ASP. I'm glad you can join us today here on the program. But let's start off with events from yesterday, where one of our men was assaulted. My understanding is that it was the full glare of the police, and you were present there at the moment. Why didn't the police intervene?
Yes, thank you very much. With the issue of the assault that was allegedly reported against one of the men, and when the information came to the police, I personally saw one police officer trying to intervene in that process. There were a lot of ununiformed police people around, and some of them were also trying to separate them. So if the police was not in uniform, and because of that, you can say that because you didn't see any uniform personnel there, and as a result of that, there was not any separation, then I beg to differ with that. Because it was a weekend, most of us there, I personally was around, but I was also in Mufti. So there was only one police officer that could easily be identified. And I personally saw her going to where they were and trying to separate them. There were a lot of police officers who were around. But
you mentioned that indeed there were ununiformed policemen who intervened. What exactly was the intervention?
No, what happened was that immediately the police arrived and had brought in the alleged suspect. I personally saw that there were a number of media personnel around who wanted to take a photograph of the suspect. And because of that, normally we know that these things normally create some kind of misunderstanding, because the suspect does not want the photograph to be taken. So immediately, some of them, you have your own means of finding out or how best you can take photographs of the suspect. So immediately when we got to know, I was a bit far from where they were. All of a sudden, I realized that one of them was a struggle between two people. And immediately, I saw people quickly going to the scene to intervene. And that is when I saw a police woman who thought that, yes, she was personally dressed in uniform and she could just go there and make her presence known and separate them from that struggle. That was a misunderstanding, as to bring the phone and all that. But immediately when we got there, we asked the media that, please, just let's comport yourself. You are here. That is why we are here. So we are going to give you all the information. But I don't know what happened. Immediately.
Very well. Yes, we want to have you hold the line. The pressman in question is I was in a conversation with him just before you joined us. Kwasi,
Okay.
Are we talking about the same incident? Is it the same situation we are talking about?
I don't know whether I heard ASP say about a confrontation between two people. I don't know whether she's...
Well, she's mentioned that there were some altercations, yes, but some ununiformed police personnel were on hand to separate the fights.
I can tell you nothing like that happened. Nothing like that happened.
No, nobody tried to save you, for lack of a better word, from these men who are attacking you?
Not at all.
ASP, obviously, we are talking about two different situations here. This young man was attacked by four men.
About two different situations. Yes, it's the same situation we are talking about. How was afraid if the gentleman he's saying that assaulted him? How were they separated? How were they separated? Because I personally, I was by the vehicle. So immediately I saw that, I quickly rushed in there because I could see that there were some people there who were trying to even separate them. So just when I got there, this even police woman who was in uniform was even in front of me. And I personally saw, even after I even held him, myself, I held him. So what is he talking about?
Kamini.
Right.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's important that I mention that there was no separation of any sort. What actually happened was that after the men, having succeeded in taking my phone, they went their way. So there was no separation. They actually succeeded in taking my phone, and they were done with their, if I can say, their business. So if they stopped, it wasn't because there was a separation. It was because they succeeded in taking my phone.
I see. Looks like we have two different sides of the story, and I'm going to come back to you, ASV.
Yeah.
At what point did the people, as you call them, intervene in these men, the situation whereby these men were attacking Afreniama?
There was a struggle. From what I saw, there was a struggle. I don't know what the struggle was about, okay? And that was when I saw somebody trying to intervene. And that was even me, personally.
Okay.
I tried.
ASP, when you say...
people there, so that is why I asked him. He came later to tell me that he wants to lodge a complaint. I said, of course, that is your right. If you feel you have been abused or you have been assaulted, you have the right to do the report. And let a neutral person come inside and investigate. That is why we thank God there are investigations for people who were not there, who have a neutral stand to do so and do due diligence and investigate into it.
Very well.
So I said, yes, that is your right. So go ahead, make a complaint, and let us investigate. So that is what is being done.
ASP, which one should we go by? That the scuffle was separated by ununiformed police personnel or just people?
No, when the incident happened, yes, there were a number of media personnel around. They all wouldn't be happy to see their friends. So there were a number of people, there were even media personnel, together with some uniformed police personnel who were all there trying to separate them. So I can't say it was only the police or it was only media personnel.
Let's move beyond that. Usually when things like this happen, usually when events like this unfold, where there is a scuffle, someone is being attacked, some personal belongings are taken from the other. What action does the police take in instances like this when the police chances upon a situation like this?
Oh, normally, you can bear with me, there are even incidents where people who are even being wrongly accused or who have been accused of having involved in any criminal offense are being lynched or what have you, or people are even trying to brutalize them because they claim that they have even involved in some criminal offense or the other. And immediately the police comes in. Once it happens or once the police chance on such a thing, immediately the person is rescued.
That is in the case of someone being lynched. And so the perpetrators of the act, what happens? The police lets them off the hook?
No. When it happened that way, we thought we had settled it because as far as per observation, I could see that I think a phone of the gentleman was taken, and we were able to take the phone from this person, and we gave it back to the complainant. So the complainant said that he was assaulted in the process. But to me, I saw a struggle, that they were struggling. I don't know what happened. He thinks he's been assaulted. He was there and he has felt it. And therefore, he has the right to do a report, a formal report and a complaint. And once he makes it up, we follow it up.
But even so, this phone issue where the cell phone of the complainant was taken from the four men who attacked him, it took a while for that action to be taken.
What action?
Of taking his phone back for him.
What action? What time, please?
I'm saying that after the scuffle broke off, Afra's phone now was with the men who attacked him until he pushed for his phone to be taken back for him. The matter was going to die that way.
I just don't get it. He says that his phone has been taken. The commander personally took the phone from the gentleman and gave it back to him. Hello?
I guess the question I'm asking is, at what point was this done?
Just there and then.
After
the incident.
After the intervention, or after the police was addressing the members of the press? Before we even addressed the press.
Ask Afra if the phone was not given to him before we even addressed the press.
I think Afra wants to say something now.
Yes,
let's take a listen to him.
Okay.
Afra?
Yeah.
Tell us again the turn of events after the scuffle broke off.
Pardon?
I'm saying that you tell us again the turn of events after the scuffle broke off.
After the scuffle broke off and they had succeeded in taking my phone, there was a prior sort of a briefing by the police commander about how events had unfolded with regard to the heckling of journalists and all that. And at that point, the matter of my phone being taken had not been mentioned at all. So I barged in and I insisted. I told him that matter needs to be addressed. I insisted that the gentleman who was just sitting close by the commander does something about it and take my phone for me.
So it was during the press briefing?
Not the briefing proper, not the press briefing on the KKD matter. This was the commander addressing the media immediately after this whole scuffle and heckling of journalists at the airport police command premises.
Yes, are we on the same page now?
Yeah.
Very well. So is it normal that a scuffle breaks out, someone is attacked, and then the police breaks the fight and feels that should be it, it settles it?
Yes, as Afra has said, right after, if I can recall, I remember the district commander coming in to say that, please, we should all comport ourselves. We are here for one goal. We are here for the story. So everybody should comport himself, and let us all go inside and have a peace. And so immediately after that, Afra raised an issue that his phone has been taken. So I asked, where is your phone? They said it is with the gentleman. Then immediately we took the phone from the gentleman and handed it over to Afra.
I guess what I want settled, at least to keep a lot of minds at rest, is could the police have issued an arrest of these men? Could the police have gone ahead to arrest these men who attacked Afra and seized his phone as part of...
From what we saw, saw there was a struggle between the two of them. And police, together with some members of the media, had intervened and separated them.
Yes,
people.
That you have told us already. I want this question directly answered.
At a point, I am trying to get to a point. So when it happens that way, it goes like, why are we all doing this? We are here for this, for that, for that. Please, let everybody comport him or herself. Immediately, affair raised. Please, my phone has been taken by this gentleman. In the course of the struggle, a phone or a personal property was taken. So, and that was when the district commander came in and said that, please, let everybody comport. I don't like that.
But ASP, what do you usually call that? When you forcefully take someone's personal property, I think that's theft.
Is it what?
Is that not theft? I think that's what we'll call it, won't we? If you take someone's property, personal property, forcefully.
I don't know the circumstances under which the personal property was taken.
You were there. You have just been giving us account of exactly what happened.
I am there. I was there for a particular cause. We had just come back from a place. We were all preoccupied on what to do. So if something was occurring somewhere, it doesn't mean that I was there. I was just looking on, or I was there because of that.
Okay. Yes. Here's the question I want answered. I'm going to ask it again. Could the police have issued an arrest in this circumstance, even including Afra Nyama himself? Could you have arrested all these men, including the victim?
No. As far as I'm concerned, they were both separated. There was no issue then. Afra, the other party says, no, I have been assaulted. I want to make a case out of it. As far as the police was concerned, there was a separation. There was a struggle. The two people were struggling. We intervened to make peace.
There was, okay? But it didn't end there. It didn't end there.
That was what was established. And right after that, the commander says, no, please, I don't like what you are doing. Just after that, what is happening? Please, everybody, let everybody comport him or herself. Affair raises the topic that, please, my phone has been seized in the process. So, where is the phone? Please, hand it over to him. I don't like it. The commander took the phone and handed it over to the person. We thought that we have made peace there. So Affair thinks that, no, let me go ahead because I have been assaulted. I said, oh, okay. If you want to make a case further because you have been a victim of an assault, please lodge a complaint with us. Then we'll go further and do our investigation.
Very well.
But eventually, we thought that we prevented it from escalating, and that is what we were there for, and we have done that.
ASP, we'll leave our conversation here for now. I'm grateful for your time. ASP, if
thank you very much.
It's Accra Regional PRO. Afra Nyama is a multimedia journalist. He was assaulted by 4 men believed to be fans of Ghanaian celebrity who is in the arms of the law for allegedly sexually assaulting a 19-year-old. Afra is still here with me over the telephone. Afra?
Coming in.
You heard ASP Tenge. How does that make you feel? I mean, of all the things that she's spoken about.
I think that at this stage, it moves beyond feelings. It moves to a level of pursuing justice, and that's exactly what my superiors, led by Elvis Kwasi, we are doing, and that's the more reason why, as the Airport Police Command, now to see the investigator as we proceed with this matter.
We'll support you whichever way we can. Thank you very much, Kwasi. Kwasi Afra Nyama is my colleague who was assaulted last night by some men. Interesting. Now, to come here on the program is what happens after the review. What are people's expectations of the review of prices of petroleum products here in the country? And then also, we'll look into the grand plan to move the African continent forward. I'm talking about Agenda 2063 of the African Union. Where does Ghana place in all of this? What could we do to place better in this agenda? We'll talk about both issues when I come back. Don't go away.